Hello, my name is Mike Hackley, and once again, I am here giving you yet another status update on the product and the project that we have been working on for Deloitte. Once again, to bring us back to the roots of this, Deloitte was established in 1845 in London, England, and then in 1890 they had their first office open in New York City. Since that time, the company has grown to become one of the largest business services and consultant groups in the world, with over 340,000 employees and partners worldwide. Now, as we begin looking at this problem that we are trying to solve, it comes down to one of the most basic business premises, which is how are our people being paid and compensated? Throughout this process, we have looked at the Kimball data model as we have begun to explore the processes necessary to dig into this. So when we selected the process, we were very specific in going after the compensation by itself. And then we were able to establish the grain being one line per transaction per sales rep per day. Then we were able to identify the different dimensions that were going to be a part of that process. We began looking at identifying the different facts, and we began building out the star schema model. Now, over the fast po- over the past 4 weeks, we have accomplished a great deal in terms of understanding the processes of assessing our needs, and we were able to determine that using the STAR schema would be the most effective for our project. We also established that leveraging our current familiarity with the Microsoft ecosystem would allow us to have the least learning curve as we're going into these new products and these new ways of dealing with the data that drives our business. We also talked about the fact that by utilizing the Microsoft Azure data systems, we are going to be able to have that take care of all of our ETL process, which again stands for extract, transform, and load. It's a very complicated process that involves preparing the data, then transforming that data into a usable product, and then being able to load that back into our data warehouse for analysis and decision making. In terms of decision making, we were able to identify several areas of opportunity that involved our vendor partners. By restructuring some of those contracts, we stand to be able to better position our products and services, which can actually drive higher profits with reduced overall cost. When we look at the cost of implementing this data warehouse and business intelligence system, we begin looking at first the need to hire a certified Azure development specialist, because this is going to be a critical role as we are making the leap from our current system over to the Azure platform. By investing in a professional that understands this transition, it's going to really reduce the amount of downtime and the amount of time it's going to take to set up the process and the projects themselves. When we begin looking at the total cost of the implementation of the data system, we see that there's also going to be cost for the Azure licenses. Now, those are going to take approximately 6 to 8 weeks, with an initial cost of $24,000 to set them up, with an ongoing annual service fee of approximately $14,000. Then the Azure data warehouse setup itself, again, is going to take approximately 6 to 8 weeks, and that is going to cost between $4,000 to $7,500, depending on the exact amount of data and space that we're going to be using and requiring. There's a current staff of 4. We believe that retraining them and providing them with additional tools is going to be important. So we have allotted approximately $2,000 per staff member for their training, for a total initial cost of $8,000 in training. As a team, we also believe that ongoing training is going to be important. So we have allotted an additional $8,000 of continual training to be added into the ongoing costs for the project. In total, we are looking at approximately $31,500 in initial startup costs, as well as an annual ongoing cost of approximately $111,000. When we're looking at this cost, I want to again revisit the importance of the Azure developer, and we believe that it's going to be necessary to have that person on staff in order for this to be successful in about 4 weeks. We believe looking at the annual salary, we're looking at bringing that person in somewhere around $89,000 annually, and then incrementally more as we begin looking at the additional parts of their compensation package. So we have an initial ongoing cost of approximately $111,000 annually to keep the data warehouse as well as the business intelligence tools running. The data warehouse and business intelligence system must serve as the authoritative and trustworthy foundation for the data-driven decision-making processes to drive our business forward. By building this data warehouse with the company-wide integration in mind, we will be able to reap the benefits of having and utilizing this enterprise resource plan and the data model that we built over the past 4 weeks. I certainly hope that this helps to make everything crystal clear as we are moving forward with this process. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any additional questions.